Hey everybody, Cynthia here. I know it's been a little while, but I'm back. And one of the things that I've talked about in previous videos, but really this year especially, I want to start using the items that I have in my stash. Now that doesn't mean I'm not going to buy new, but I'm really going to try hard not to keep storing it and buying and storing, and then I don't use it and it just sits here. And I really cleaned out a lot of stuff after the holiday. When I started feeling better, I just went through a bunch of things and got rid of stuff. I figured, you know what, if I haven't used it in 3 years, I'm probably not going to. And I donated it, and it just felt good to purge. But anyway, so the next couple projects you see me work on, I'm going to be using this gorgeous paper pad called Floral Geo. And it's normally $21.99 at Hobby Lobby, but I got it for $5.49 on clearance. And it's from the Paper Studio, but I loved the navy blues and like the salmon colors. I loved the floral prints here and the yellows. I just really like the combination of all of it. So I have already dug into this paper pad, which I'll go through and show you some of the patterns. It's just so pretty. This one I'm not too much of a fan of, but I thought this might look good with rolled roses, so I'm going to give that a try. And then this scallopy print. This is beautiful, this floral print. I just love it. And we got another one of these. And some stripes. Another beautiful floral print, navy blue print, the gingham yellow. I love that. I love this color. It's like a salmon. Look how pretty that is together. Just really, really like this. This yellow print. This one here. This one I'm not too sure about what I'm going to do with, but I really, really loved the colors and the patterns. So this is the paper pad I'm using for the next few videos, and I'm going to share with you some projects that I've already created, and we're going to be doing all of them in upcoming tutorials. So let me get a few out. So this one right here, let me untie it. I made this really cute birthday tag. And I made the balloons and wishing you a very happy birthday, and it has to and from on the back. Now this one I kind of smudged up, so I'm going to use it for my personal use, but I made it this tag, and then I made the gift bag that it's going to go on. Okay, that's the bottom. Inside, just tucked in some tissue paper. And then the gift tag's just gonna tie right on to the handles that I created, which I will most likely, since this is a simple gift tag, I'll make the gift tag and the bag in one video. Okay, but that's what it looks like when it's tied on. By the way, I have a different angle on my camera. I have it above me right now. And so bear with me, I'm trying to keep everything in frame, but I thought this would be a nicer angle for us. I got a new camera arm, extension arm from my hubby for Christmas, and so you're not going to be looking at my stuff from the side anymore, which I think is kind of nice. So this is one thing, or two things I made. I also created this really cute door hanger treat box. Okay, so what happened was I wanted to make a smaller door hanger box, and I got the whole thing designed, and then I realized I made it too small because it's pretty much only 2.5 inches across, and you need when you cut the hole up here for your door hanger, it needs to be fairly large, and I couldn't get one large enough because the box is so small. So what I did was I just hung ribbon, and this is what's going to hang. Like this hand would be my doorknob, and that's how the treat box is going to hang. So I think it'll work out anyway. I just wanted something small because we have a lot of birthdays coming up at my work. And I just wanted to give my coworkers a little treat, like this bag of M&Ms. So I just wanted to make a small size. And I think the ribbon is fine to just hang it on the doorknob. You could write a sentiment on the back. You can also tuck in, if you wanted to, a little card like this one and just hang it on. You know, it's up to you. So we're going to make this too. And this is a new gift card holder that I came up with. And where's my gift card? This one's already used, but I keep it for, you know, these purposes. So it's a gift card. And also I made, let me get the bag out. I made the envelopes to go with it. So we'll be making this in an upcoming video because I love making different types of gift card holders and treat boxes and gift boxes. And so we got all this stuff coming up. And what's nice is you can tuck the gift card down here and then you can have a greeting card up above if you wanted. And like I said, you could tuck one of these right in your treat box, hang it on a door, and you're ready to go. So we have that coming up. And let's see what else. I also made this birthday card. Let me get the gift card out of the way. Well, I made these cute balloons this size here. I love that. And then I used up scraps, stamped out another thing in this, and this is how my birthday card came out. Just using up some scrap pieces that I had, and I cut out one of the dies in the back, made a balloon embellishment, stamped out wishing you a very happy birthday, and it's blank inside. So I have everything ready to go. We'll be making this as well, and I'll show you how to put this little birthday banner piece together. Also, I'll be making show you how I did the balloon embellishments. So we'll be doing that one. And then what else did I do? Like, these are all my tags. I just have a bag full because a lot of my tags are going to be going in our Etsy store, which I don't know if I announced that to you guys, but my hubby and I decided we took everything off of eBay, and we are going to be opening up an Etsy store, and we had it planned before the holiday, and then we both got pretty sick, so that just plan got kiboshed. But we're aiming for February 10th to open up our store. So anyway, I will of course keep you guys posted. And I just got this one done tonight. Isn't that cute? It says thinking of you, and I handmade this little embellishment here, cluster embellishment from the scraps, and put this together, stamped to and from on the back. Okay, so we're going to be making this one together, and I used the dies here that you see, and I used the second largest and the one down from that to create this tag. So the second largest one, and I got these on Amazon, which I'm not affiliated in any way, but if I can find the link, I will post that below for you guys. I'm just looking for my tag that I cut out. As you can see, I made a ton of balloon embellishments and just been having a whole lot of fun using this paper pad. And I had this tag, oh, it's right here in front of my face. Holy schmazzoli. Okay. So I used the second largest one to cut out the blue cardstock here. And then the size smaller than that, I cut it out in white. Okay. And, you know, of course, we don't all have the same dyes or materials, but this is just giving you like an inspirational idea on how to create another tag. And then I use this embossing folder. It's kind of like a basket weave embossing folder I have for the white cardstock. I love the look of that, and that's so cute. And basically I just took some liquid glue and glued this on. And just try and center it as best you can. Okay, and then I took my hole puncher, and on this setting I'm using the 3/16. Is it 3/16? Yes, 3 3/16 inch hole. So it kind of creates a little bit of a larger punch, which I love. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it over. Before you start decorating, if you want to stamp on the back, like this one I have to and from, if you want to do that, this is the time to do it. Sometimes I get so excited, and I already have my to and from lined up on my block here, but sometimes I get so excited to decorate the tag that I forget to stamp the back. And then once it's all decorated, it's really hard to go in and try and stamp the back. And I'm just using some black Memento ink. And line that up. My to and from comes from the Holiday Jar filler stamp set. And I got this from Paper Tray Ink, and they have the large to and from, and I think, yeah, they have a small to and from as well, but I'll post a link below to that. Okay, I'm just going to keep those on there, and then once that's stamped, it's ready to go. I'm just going to let that dry a little bit, set it aside. And I'm going to show you how I created the embellishment cluster here. So I just took scrap pieces that I had left over, and I'm going to cut this about 1 inch thick, and this one's probably 3/4 of an inch thick. And then I just want it to measure it out. It's pretty much going to go to the edge of the white here. So I'm going to cut a banner piece like that. And this is all I did. And then I wanted this one to be a little bit shorter. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to cut a straight line. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut a banner piece. And you could just cut a little thing in the center and then go in at an angle and cut yourself your banner. Okay? And then I took some liquid glue and I lined it up. This piece is going to go on the edge of this piece. But you're going to line them up. Okay, just like that. And this one's a little bit over, so I'm just going to cut that off. And then I took my, it's about a 1 inch heart punch, and I punched out a heart in the yellow scrap piece. So we'll leave that aside. And then I took, where's my pliers, my little tweezers? I had pink and white striped scrap left over. And let me show it to you. Okay, looks like this. And I went ahead and found some flower punches in my stash from the Paper Studio, which is Hobby Lobby. And I cut out 2 pink and white stripe of the larger one. And then I have a tiny one, same pattern, same size. I did one of those. And then I also took green cardstock and I cut out one of the larger flower punch in green. And it's super easy to assemble the flower. I just took some liquid glue, put a dot on the center, and you're just going to stagger the petals when you put them together. Okay, same thing with this little tiny one. Put a dot of glue and then stagger the petals, meaning I'm not going to put this petal right on top of this petal. I'm going to move it over and put it in the center of those petals so they're all staggered up. And then I just lift them a little bit. So it's not completely flat. And then I took one of these pink gems that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I put that right in the center. And then as for the green one that we cut out, I cut it in half. I'm going to take my tweezers and I'm going to go in and I'm going to fold it and stagger the green petals just like that. So I'll do it one more time. I'm going to take it, fold, and instead of putting them on top of each other, I'm going to stagger them like that in a group. Alright, let me open it back up. I just put a tiny dot of hot glue, fold and stagger, and I'm going to do the same thing to this side that we cut. Tiny bit of hot glue. I'm going to bend these over and stagger them. And then I'll take a little bit of hot glue and put them so that the green is sticking out from the flower. And same thing with this one. Put a little bit of hot glue at the base. And I'll go right across so that there's a little bit of green sticking out on both sides. And that's how I created my leaves. And I'm just going to pop this on the bottom of my cluster piece here. So I'll put a little liquid or hot glue on the bottom of that. And stick that on the bottom. And then I took a little bit of liquid glue to the back of my heart at the base of the heart. And I'm going to just pop that right behind at an angle. Alright, so it looks like that. Try and pick off my hot glue string. So I see it there and it'll drive me crazy. I'm just going to lift up my petals again because I kind of smushed them down. But this is a great way, like if you're creating the tags and you see these little scrap pieces, get your scrap pieces out and see what you can make, you know, with the pieces. So I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to use some foam tape to create some dimension. Put a piece there and another piece right there, and peel the back off. flip it around. And I'm going to put it towards the bottom of my tag, and I want the point of my banner piece to just come right about in this corner here. So that way there's a little tiny bit of the white showing, and it's not blue on top of blue. Okay, and then I have this Thinking of You sentiment, and I got these, there was a bunch of different types of sentiments. I got them at a yard sale, and they came in a CD case like this. So there's like best wishes, thinking of you, friend, wishing you were here. Sometimes I can pick these up for $1 or less. I've picked them up already for 25 cents. So if I like a few of them in the bunch, it was worth it to me. So what I did was I stamped it out on white cardstock, then I backed it up with that same pink and white striped pattern paper, and then the same pattern paper I used for my tag, I backed it up with that. So there's a layer of white, pink, and then the blue. And I'm just going to flip that around, use a piece of foam, because I want this to have some dimension as well. And I'm going to just pop that right above our cluster sentiment. And then I have 1/8 inch ribbon, navy blue ribbon. And I have some of this pink ribbon here. And I got that Celebrate It. And this is 7/8 of an inch. So it's not quite an inch wide. And for my hanger here, you know, you could tie these onto a gift bag. I usually cut those at 14 inches. I'm just going to fold it in half. And then my loop here, I'm going to pop through the front, bring it through the back, open it up, and then take my two tails here and push them right through that loop and pull. And then I'm going to take some of this pink ribbon I have, pop that through the hole, and I'm going to cut some of this off. And I'll set this aside. And I like to pull on it from each side just to make sure it lays really nice. I add a little dab of hot glue to the navy blue ribbon, and I'm just going to pinch it right there. Okay, then I'm going to take another little piece of that thin 1/8 of an inch ribbon. Going to get it around the back of the pink. And tie it in a knot. And then I'm going to knot it again. And then what I did was I went really close to that knot and I trimmed off this excess. Okay, that's going to give it a nice finish in the back. And then I'm just going to trim my pink ribbon at an angle. And I have my angles going the same way. And then I made a double bow with my twine. And if you're not sure how to do this, I have my twine and my 3 fingers here. I'm going to lay it on top, and I'm going to have a tail hang out here. And then I'm going to wrap it around those 3 fingers once, twice, and I'm going to end off over here. And then all I do is pinch it together in the middle. And I add a dab of hot glue. Now my hot glue gun is low temp right now, so I'm not going to burn my fingers. Be very careful if you do this. Your glue has kind of cooled off a little bit, and then I just pinch it in the center. You can tie it too, but I like to keep it flat. I didn't pinch it soon enough. I let it cool too soon. The only thing I can't stand about hot glue are the glue strings. Okay, so that's my double bow, and I'll actually use this one for you guys. So I'm just going to put hot glue on the back, glue it right on top of that blue ribbon we just tied. And then the tails here, I cut right at the edge of the tag. Right in here and right there. And then I made another bow with the same colored navy blue ribbon, except this one's a little bit thicker. This was 1/8 of an inch, and I think this is 1/4 inch. Put a little bit of glue on the back, and I'm going to stick that right in the center of my double twine bow there. And then I'm going to seal these off. I usually use a lighter, I'm not going to lie. But you want to be really careful you don't burn your ribbon or start a fire. So you use whatever you like to seal your ribbon. Don't go by what, I'm saying. But I usually do just run a lighter over it really quick and seal that up so it doesn't fray. And then all I have left to do is I took some pink Studio G glitter glue, and I'm going to put 3 tiny glue dots on the edge of my heart. Just like that. And then I'm going to run 3 in a straight line right here on the white cardstock. And that's it, guys. That's how my tag turned out. If y'all have any questions, let me know, and I will be back with another project soon. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Happy crafting.